Hi, I'm Reyne Haines, and you're watching The Art of Picking on Antiques.com. The ultimate in recycling antiques is now called repurposing. And what exactly is repurposing? We're going to talk with stylist Suzy Smith, and she's going to explain to us exactly what repurposing means.
Repurposing means the reinvention of something that once was used for one thing to another. So, for example, these are architectural fragments from an old window box. Took just a section of it, made them into fabulous sconces. So it gives something a second life.
A second life. I like that. And let's talk about your title, stylist.
I don't do hair.
Well, I would think that, or I would think Rachel Zoe, who buys clothes
Fabulous.
right, for celebrities, and you don't do hair, you don't do makeup. You're not an interior decorator. You're not an interior designer. You're a
Nope.
stylist.
Right.
Tell me what that means.
A stylist is someone that, it's a trade name. So when you're working on production on a set, whether it be print or advertising, the stylist works with the art director to make the look come together.
If I decided that I wanted to start repurposing things for the people that are watching that are novices, do you have any tips? What do you look for?
Well, you need to look for something interesting, and the most important thing that you can do if you're a novice, if you're scared to death to go out there into a field of antiques, try and find some shutters.
Okay.
Shutters,
like window shutters.
window shutters. I've got a few pairs here, and they usually have a fabulous patina on them already. You don't want to repaint them.
No.
No, keep them the way they are.
Old, grungy.
Yes, maybe put a coat of clear wax on them, and you can use them inside, hanging on a wall, framing a window from the inside,
Oh.
framing a portrait, framing a mirror. So it will just give the wall a little bit of depth, and it will be an interesting conversation, and you can make up some fabulous story that you ripped them off a farmhouse in Provence when you were traveling there last summer. Usually an old pair of shutters, the hardware on them is where the value is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, often the hardware, people will have taken the hardware off and sell the hardware separately. So if you can get the hardware on there, it adds to the interest.
If I decided that I wanted to become a stylist, okay, or at least a beginning stylist, what are some tips that you could give me, the neophyte?
Well, you have to have an eye. You
I have
to
two.
have an eye, okay. And if you want to do something that a stylist would do to your home without a stylist, one of the things that I would suggest would be going to a fair, an antique fair,
Okay.
or a flea market, and looking for something architectural.
Architectural meaning?
Anything from an old building.
Yeah.
The shutters,
Okay.
some tile, old window boxes, something different that has history that you can add to a room and that has dimension.
For example, if I had a window box, what would I use it for?
You could put it in front of a fireplace
And,
and fill it
full.
with orchids.
Oh,
If
well.
you live in a climate like Houston. Something fabulous instead of just putting the candles in the fireplace like every shop
Like everybody
has.
else did.
Right.
That's what I did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not right though.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you've made. Let's take a look. You show me what you've made.
Okay.
Kind of show me how you put it together,
All right.
and maybe I'll learn something before I
Okay.
leave.
Let's go.
Okay. Okay, so Suzy's going to take us through crafting 101 or repurposing 101. You know, you probably should have your own class at a college, I'm thinking.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So let's talk about these lamps for a second here. They're fabulous. There's a pair of them.
Right.
This is new?
They were old. They were corbels from a front porch.
Oh, wow.
And didn't change a thing. One side is green and the other side is cream. And took them, put them on a kind of a plinth base.
Okay.
And had them wired. New shades, finials, ready to go.
That doesn't
Fabulous.
sound hard.
No, it's not.
You didn't have to paint it.
No.
The shades are new. You just go to the store and get it.
Most lamp stores will wire something like this.
Really? So you just had to vision it, which
Right.
obviously is a challenge for me, but hopefully by the end of the day I'm going to be better. All right, now we're on the subject of lamps.
Okay.
Let's talk about these shades up here. Okay, I read what they were, and I had to talk about them because it's not too often you can talk about pot, hemp, sexy word, hemp. These are hemp.
Yes.
Tell me
something
about
fabulous.
this. I mean, these are like this mesh hemp.
Well, it's one of those things where I met a guy who knew a guy who bought them out of an old factory, and he bought all the hemp he could find, and it was on this roll.
Well, of course he bought all the hemp he could
bought all
find.
the hemp he could find, and he makes these fabulous chandeliers.
How do you decide how to price it, and when you're buying it, what is a fair price? How do you figure that out?
Well, you need to think about how many steps it's going to take to complete the project.
Okay.
So I found those.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it going to take? I had to get the plinth.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get them wired.
Mm-hmm.
I had to put the shade on, and I had to buy a finial.
Okay.
Okay? So you need to think about all those steps and the decorative value.
Okay.
The decorative value for a stylist, is huge. Someone who studies antiques and went through perhaps the furniture class at Christie's would think, oh my gosh, there's no value in that.
Mm-hmm.
But to a decorator or to a designer or to a stylist, that has a lot of value because of the age and the patina and the history, the living history.
Mm-hmm.
You can just imagine it in the farmhouse in Provence.
Okay. Well, I think that all of these things are wonderful, and I think it's an exceptionally good thing. I mean, I hate to use the word craft, but I think that it's a great way to be green. It's a great thing for the environment, and I think that it's probably, and I'm just guessing here, it's probably a very affordable way in which to decorate your home or your office or your store, whatever it may be.
I have a little rule that when you go out on your first little buying adventure,
Mm-hmm.
off to a field where you see an antique show or a fair advertised, play the game, am I paying less than retail?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if I need a coffee table,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to go to a high-end box store and buy one, and I found a fabulous old trunk,
Mm-hmm.
is it less than retail?
Oh.
Fabulous, it is. I did not make a mistake, and I bought
You've saved
something with
money.
history.
I love stylist Suzy Smith.
You are so sweet.
Suzy, if any of these people want to follow you and the things that you create, and I know that you sell them,
Yes.
how would they find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Suzy Smith Antiques and Interiors.
All right. Make
Friend
sure you
me.
look her up. Friend her.
Friend me.
She will be posting pictures of future creations and things that she has for sale. That's Suzy Smith on Facebook.com.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for watching The Art of Picking on Antiques.com. And if you have any questions about repurposing or collecting, email me at Reyne, R-E-Y-N-E, @Antiques.com.